Oh, this is take two. This is take two. Now, hopefully um, the thumbnail picture for this video, hopefully, or maybe it'll show me holding up these two fingers like this. Not that it makes a difference, but this is the kind of level of detail that I go into in my mind with regards to making a good YouTube video, whatever the hell that might be. Anyway, so after weeks or whatever, the usual, right? Like homelessness, bipolar mania, like smoking weed like through my gourd, and it's not making me manic. This kind of thing. I don't have to tell you. This is not weed, by the way. I'm bipolar. I'm Muslim. I'm an addict. Okay. Thank you for watching. My name is Hussein. My last name is Zaidi. Zaidia in Chinese means see you later. By the way, I need to smoke real quick, and I was gonna like go outside onto the balcony here, but I did want to show this to you guys. Like, part of what I try to do is impart useful advice slash information slash teaching slash learning. I don't know why. Well, I do. Like, it's called big business, but I don't know why people smoke cigarettes at all. Like even one cigarette. This thing right here, this is my second cigarette today. Like, so I've been smoking for 20, 30 years, right? And I used to smoke cigarettes, then I changed to cigars, and then I basically minimalized or optimized to, you take the tobacco out of your cigar. It's very simple. It's not very complicated. You get a $3 cigar, you cut it open, or you get a pack of these things, $12. So it's midday, okay? This is my second one of these. And each one of these is like half a cigarette to begin with in terms of the amount of tobacco in there. And then, I don't know what to say. Like, either you get it or you don't. Tobacco is good for you. This is what I'm going to say. You're going to be like, no, this is impossible. How can it be good for you? By the way, yes, hydrogen cyanide in smoke is poisonous, and it's still good for you. Yeah, that's how much of a fanatic I am about this. Anyway, I'm going to continue this nonsense outside. Thank you for watching again. Zaidi. BOY. Zulu Alpha India Delta India Bravo October Yankee. Okay, that's my handle, I suppose, if you want to get a handle on this thing. And you can Google me. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can email me, fixmysalesprocess@gmail.com, or 437-886-5778. I don't see all my messages. I don't see all my texts. I don't see all my comments. I don't see all my emails. I'm pretty useless in terms of, if you need to get a hold of me, just email me or call me or something. Send me a text if you got any questions or whatever. If you think I'm a beep, just send me a comment. Okay, so now let's go have a smoke, and then I wanted to talk about something, and just to show you how serious I was about just trying to stay on point. Like, I picked up another book, of course. Like, I want to say thank you again to my friend and so-called fan, right? Anyone who calls themselves your fan, this is a real great honor and privilege, right? Frankly. And I just want to throw in on a side note, the real reason to get online and create content and write and do things like the whole creativity thing, like what I'm doing right now, for me, this is therapy. But what happens is that people will find your shit online. That the beauty of it is that the beauty of online is that online is infinity. Like, I'm a Muslim. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Like, my wife is a Christian, right? Which makes me a Christian too. Ha ha ha. You mind if I try some of your Big Kahuna burger? You mind if I try some of your Coca-Cola to wash this down with, man? That really is a good burger. You're probably thinking, why are you coughing? If it's like, this is called the law of opposites. Why am I coughing? I don't know. I got something stuck in my throat. But my wife is a vegetarian. That pretty much makes me a vegetarian. Anyway, I need to smoke this, and I wanted to talk about all kinds of things. And I don't know what it is with this goddamn camera. Every time I turn it on, it's not even the camera. Like when I write stuff, the same things happen. The same things happen. The same thing happens. By the way, you can check out my latest book, bit.ly/sales without selling. Lowercase hyphen sales hyphen without hyphen selling. Bit.ly sales without selling, lowercase. And so it's almost 200 pages, and I'm planning to put it on Kindle. If you've got any comments, I'd appreciate it. I wanted to talk about thoughts and emotion, and the fact that, well, what I wanted to say is that the goal of being a human, right? Human being, the goal is to be. So I refer you to Eric Fromm. I think it's Eric with an H, Erich. Echo Radio India Charlie Hotel. Fromm, like the word from with two M's, Fromm. He's like a 60s like psychoanalyst, or one of these Alan Watts type guys, like sociologist, psychoanalyst, like guru type of guys, like Alan Watts from the 60s. So now he is the guy who came up with this whole thing. I suppose is how I see this man, Eric Fromm. He came up with this whole concept of being, doing, and having. Having, being, and doing. Most people are concerned with having. And then there are others that have realized, like my wife, that if you want to have, you must be set on doing. Like every day, don't waste it. Today's the only day you have. Like we watched Gone with the Wind yesterday. What a great movie, right? And it's like, I finally got to see it, right? And then it's like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. What a great movie. Like it definitely was cheesy. It definitely was commercialized. It definitely was campy, to me at least. And I don't know what I was saying. I'm going out for a smoke, so thank you. If you want to join me, that's great. And if not, then you're going to be missing out all kinds of good information about thoughts and emotions, well-being, emotional well-being, stuff like this. If you want to shoot me a comment, stuff like this, that's great. If you need any help or any whatever, like, I'd love to hear from you. How about that? And thank you for your comments, by the way. And yes, my friend Joseph Giuseppe, the Agrigente. You've got Sicily, then you've got Calabria, then you've got Naples. And Naples is Naples. Neapolitan, that's from Naples. Like Alfonso Capone, gangsterism, that's Naples. All right, because he was born there. That's all I'm going to say about that, because he's more a mafiosi than a goddamn clan person, if you know what I'm saying. All right, well, anyway, my friend, good friend, the only reason I have this book here is to remind myself and prove to you guys, you who's watching, thank you. Like I do have a topic in mind. And what happens with this camera, it's happening as I speak. I'm talking into the camera, and it's like, there's no end to it. You understand? The thoughts and the thoughts and the thoughts. And that's a good segue. So yeah, my friend and fan, Joseph Morgante, he sent me a book. I mentioned a book on one of these videos. And by the way, I'm not interested in Maximiliano. Maximiliano is like a little terror. Like downstairs in this building, they call him like the bulldog or something, like little bulldog. He's become a bit of a fighter. Like this little guy, he will start stuff with dogs that are like 3 times his size. Anyway, so yeah, it looks a bit messy, and it is. And the apartment, as usual, we're like reorganizing stuff, selling stuff, and like just doing stuff, moving, not moving, going to Vancouver, not going to Vancouver. Eventually, my real goal is, by the time I'm done with my current legal issues, which is like 2 years of probation and all kinds of stuff, like basically 2 years of probation, right? Like 2026 FIFA Football Federation International football association, whatever the hell that is. Like they're coming to. Oh God. Having lived on the street, I know that if you drop a cigarette, it's no biggie. You just pick it up and put it in your mouth like nothing happened. And I give it the peremptory blow like that makes any difference. Listen, we came from the earth and we shall return. So, yeah, like this whole thing of filming myself. What's funny is that I've reached a point, as with most things in the world of art or whatever, or creativity, right? I've reached a point where I'm trying to figure out the best lighting for you guys, right? I want to have a smoke, but I want you to be able to see. If you're watching this, you might as well see what the hell I'm doing, right? Well, I mean, this is St. Jamestown. Like, that's the Don Valley over there. This is all St. Jamestown, where my wife lives. I mean, I don't want to advertise her address or anything like this. So anyway, like, this is fun. Like, this is fun. I haven't done this forever. I don't know why I haven't done this forever. I finally reached a point. And this lighter doesn't work over here, but it's got gas. And this is how stupid we are. In order not to waste that gas, right? I can't find the right spot. How about this? Southward to the lake, right? Anyway, good enough, whatever, right? I don't like it though, like the lighting, I don't like it. Here we go, that's much better, right? I'm gonna drop my phone, that's all that's gonna happen. Wait, hold on, that's good. I just want you to be able to see my face. Like, if you can't see, this is not vanity. Like, emotion, the thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, like emotion, thoughts and emotions. Like, here we go, I got it, right? Perfect, right? Yeah, no? God damn it, it's not gonna work out. It's just not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out, whatever. I've reached a point where a number of things have happened, like with the writing / these videos. On the one hand, 99% of people out there are never going to watch or listen to any of my crap. I've got a podcast too, by the way. When you Google me, my podcasts don't show up. Facebook.com/ZaidiBoy, ZAIDIBOY. If you Google me, ZAIDIBOY, you'll find my Twitter, LinkedIn, things like this. Anchor.fm/ZaidiBoy, ZAIDIBOY. I have more videos out there, quote unquote, that more offline than online, just lost and destroyed and never uploaded. In the last year, I must have lost 3 computers and 3 phones, at least. Had them stolen. Like, nice phones too. Like, I had an S20 stolen, S10 gone. I had a Samsung S10, S20. This is an S7. Anyway, God is great. I have more videos. Like, writing or creating art or content and stuff like this, right? I'm of the belief that everyone should do this, right? And there are many reasons for that, and that's a whole other set of discussions and thoughts and things like this. I've reached a point where I do it for the thing itself, and this is it. That's all it is. Like, you live the day, you live your life, you do your thing, right? There should be just you doing your thing. Now, in terms of having, being, and doing, I think having is not important. Being and doing is important. Okay? Being and doing. You're doing something, or you just are. Now, this whole thing with just are. You just are, right? Well, human being again is to just be. You just are, right? You just are. Now, dog is bipolar too, by the way. You may have seen that little short I uploaded. I'm telling you what, you think I'm joking, I'm not. I have a video somewhere out there, like if you go to youtube.com/a rational Muslim, rather @ a rational Muslim. youtube.com/@ a rational Muslim. It might be on this channel. In fact, it probably is on this channel. If you just go to the search bar within the channel itself, if you want to, personality, like dogs, like there's a video called My Theory of Dogs. This dog is just like me. Like literally exactly like me. So much so that it scares me. Like if you look at this, see? He's just not interested in the attention. That's exactly like me. You'll be like, why are you making a movie? Like the dog somehow figured out I was talking about him and he just turned away. Anyway, like if you saw the short with the dog was like running around. He gets these bipolar attacks from time to time. Literally, he gets overwhelmed with, this will happen every 3 months maybe. No, it's not a frequent thing. Anyway, so the dog is depressed right now because mommy's not here. He's just there waiting for mommy like the whole day. Not my mom, my wife has gone to church. It's Saturday today. She's actually gone out to do what in Islam is called tabligh. Tabligh. Balligh. Balligh means to preach or to وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغ. This is what all the prophets, peace be upon them all, said. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغ. Our only responsibility, the only thing that we've been entrusted with, the only thing that we're accountable for is to deliver the message. We're not responsible for you believing or not believing. We're not responsible for enforcing anything or forcing you to do stuff, these kinds of things. So my wife and her church, they're going to go to one of these malls and then hand out Bibles and things like this. And she's very excited about this. So that's where she is. And so the dog is just waiting for my wife. Now, I wrote a poem today. Like for years, I've been trying to figure out what my thing is in terms of, I sold software for Fortune 500 companies and the like. You know, I worked for and sold to Fortune 500s for 10 years, right? And I'm thinking about getting back into like sales training with these guys. Like my life story for the last 10 years, by the way, has been this bipolar journey, like that you're now, you know, at the tail end of, in terms of, I'm just relating things to you as a result of coming through this tunnel, this thing. Like my bipolar journey, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Addicted to weed. The weed triggers bipolar mania. And then here I am making videos and giving you the finger for no reason whatsoever. Although I haven't dropped an F-bomb on this video, and I'm proud of that, and I'm trying to keep it expletive free, right? Anyway, so now, trying to find my thing. What thing? Right? The corporate world wasn't for me. Selling on Amazon is not for me. Or maybe it is. I did it successfully back in 2016, 2017. Did it successfully, meaning I sold on eBay, I sold on Amazon, like I've done pretty much everything you can online in the world of how to make money online. I've done pretty much everything, except like in terms of the big things, except for an email list, creating an email list. Like I'll just email random people like for that. But I mean, I've been thinking about it, trying to build an email list for years, but what happens is I'll achieve results and I'll get into a thing until I feel like I've figured it out. And then it may take years, it may take minutes, it may take seconds, it may never happen. So this whole thing about you need to find your thing in life, right? So how do you fall into what you end up doing? Like, you might be a computer scientist, you might be an engineer, right? And it's like, what the Quran says is that each person has a certain inclination, and we direct him towards this thing, something like this, right? Because this is another proof of God, of course. Have you not thought about the fact that, of course, like the job market and competition and joblessness and all these things notwithstanding, in general, society produces the right amount of scientists, doctors, physicians, firefighters, first responders, whatever, right? Cleaners, painters, carpenters, like pavers, like pavement sweepers, whatever, right? And in terms of corporate sales, enterprise sales, like I've written a book again, like I don't know if you're paying attention or if you're just joining or whatever, like bit.ly/sales without selling. Like I'm really excited about this thing. Just in the last 6 months, I wrote this thing, and I've been arrested at least half a dozen times in that period of writing this book, in and out of shelters, on and off the street, like bipolar mania, like the weed, like what's weird and interesting to me right now is I haven't told anyone this, and it might be one of the reasons I'm recording this video because I got no one to talk to. Like frankly, like you're listening to this. If you are, God bless you, right? And by the way, don't be worried about me. If you're worried about me, then just bear in mind that I'm going to be fine, right? And it reminds me of the saying of Imam Ali that worry about your friends and loved ones and family. Worry about them, but don't over worry, right? Don't over worry. Just like the Quran says, whoever is distracted from God by his wealth or by his children, even, that person, that's not the way. Like, God comes first, right? And the Quran doesn't say, by the way, that you can be distracted by your parents. In fact, obeying and keeping your parents happy is connected directly to obeying and keeping God happy. Um, Obey God and obey your parents, literally in the same sentence. Now, of course, there's one line, one exception, that if your parents ever take you away from God, right, in the sense of they want you to do something that goes against God's principles or a godly principle or something like this. Anyway, I don't want to preach. And when I say God, if you're not a religious person, and you have every right to have huge amounts of resentment or antipathy or whatever the right word is. I don't know what antipathy means, but it's a cool sounding word, right? So now, religious people are the worst in the world and the best in the world, as far as I'm concerned. The best people in the world have been the most religious, and the worst people in the world have been the most religious. Anyway, so if I say God, just replace that with good in your mind, good. So if I say, do you believe in God? Or if you believe in God, I try not to do this, but if you don't like me talking about God, then insert the word good. So as usual, like with the camera, like I'm talking and I'm trying to talk about a certain thing, and I'm talking about everything except that thing. And it's called the Heisenberg principle. Heisenberg principle, he was one of these quantum scientists with Planck and the guys that Einstein basically ignored while he was doing his own thing. Uh, the Heisenberg principle says that you affect whatever you are experiencing, more or less. Let's say I want to conduct an experiment with the dog, right? Now, the problem is this: just by being in the same place with the dog, and just by talking about it and whatever, like I begin to affect the natural outcome, because it's hard to say what would have happened if I wasn't here. Uh, if I'm studying the dog or documenting something vis-a-vis the dog, then the problem with all of that is that I can never figure out, I can never replicate like natural conditions, because in nature or in reality I would not be there. Like the observer affects the outcome of whatever they are observing. Man, this thing is not working out. I'm just going in circles. I gotta take a leak. I gotta shave. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's like coming up in 30 minutes, and frankly, I haven't even scratched the surface of what I wanted to talk about. And there's a lot I want to talk about. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just really don't know what to say. Like, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now, and I really just want to get on my bike and just go for a long bike ride, this kind of thing. So, it's coming up on 30 minutes here, and it's not working. Like, this video's not working, and I'm forcing it, and I'm forcing it, and it's not working. So, thank you for watching this. All I wanted to say in this video, like, I had this book I wanted to talk about, or like reference. My good friend and fan, my YouTube, so-called YouTube fan, I've had people like, I've had people like basically treat me like a celebrity, which is very humbling and very odd, and not at all what I want at all. Like 99.99% of people are never going to see or read or be affected or influenced by my stuff or me. Period. And despite that, you must still continue to write or podcast, which is anchor.fm. Get there and just start a podcast and see what happens, and you'll be amazed. If you keep talking about a certain topic, if you keep blogging, if you go to blogger.com, or here in Canada, blogspot.ca, blogspot.com, whatever. Like if you have a Google account, you've already got a YouTube account, and you've got a blogging account with Blogger or Blogspot. If you start putting out a blog post and you just do it like the magic number is 2 to 5. If you do if you do it every day, then when you're like Seth Godin, and then you're probably gonna kill that thing. Whatever you do every day, you're gonna succeed in. Remember that. So now, and whatever you don't do every day, you may never succeed in. This is something to think about. At the very least, you should be obsessing about a certain thing every day. Just saying, like exercise. There are no cheat days, right? Like there's no cheat days. Either you feel me or you don't. Like there's emergency days, but there's no cheat days. So I create these videos for me and for the video itself, for the process. And in the same way, like, so my good friend, I keep mentioning this guy, and I hope he's doing okay, and I've been thinking about calling him or texting him, and he's one of the very few people that I actually think about this way. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I've really become estranged from everyone, apart from if I'm working with a client or my wife or you guys, like someone watching this video or commenting. Like, it's so nice. Like, I got another comment the other day from some completely random person, and then like I might have 6 subscribers or 7 on this channel, and I always tell people as a marketer, I'm not interested in subscriptions. I'm interested in clicks, which could include a dislike. If you dislike or put in a really nasty comment, this is great. As a marketer, I'm trying to elicit a response from you. As an artist, I'm trying to elicit a response, a reaction. I'm trying to get you to emote. The way you get someone to emote is by putting your heart into the thing. Like they say in Persian, what comes out of the heart enters the heart, right? So that's what that is. Now, in terms of this video and what I wanted to talk about, that book over there, I keep coming back to this, and all I want to say is thank you, Giuseppe. Thank you, Joe. I've thanked him a couple of times now, and I want to keep thanking him as far as that goes, because it's such a nice thing. Like, it's not the first time someone sent me a book or a gift or something like this. I don't, by the way, I don't want books or gifts. I'm not trying to sell you anything and these kinds of things. I hope this is clear. If you get in touch with me and you act weird, then I'll act weird. If you get in touch and I can help you with absolutely anything, like as a general rule, like if you want to build a website or if you're interested in blogging or starting a podcast or YouTube channel or Twitter or Instagram, things like this, like the Liberal Party of Canada, for example, follows me on Twitter. If you Google Zaidiboy, Zaidiboy, Gary Vaynerchuk, for some reason, at sign Gary V, Gary VEE, at sign Gary VEE. Gary Vaynerchuk follows me on Twitter, things like this. So I know what I'm talking about in the world of internet marketing, the world of online stuff. I can help you. If you're watching this, if you're interested in what I'm talking about, or if you have a question or any kind of comment, or if I can help you, like generally speaking, the way I work with normal people, like a layperson, like if you're a client of mine, that's something else. Then it's something like this. I'm gonna make you money, and when I make you money, you give me a sliver to deliver, okay? Which is 10%, 15%, whatever. So if I'm working with a realtor and I help you sell a house by setting up appointments for you, right? So I'll call like hundreds of people. Are you interested in a competitive market evaluation, CMA analysis of your house? Do you want to know what your house is worth and these kinds of things? So I'll book an appointment and I'll get a per lead kind of fee, right? So now in the world of sales and marketing, more or less leads are king. Leads are leads. Leads are leads. Leads are deals. Deals and leads. Like that's my marketing like email slogan or whatever right now. If you email me at fixmysalesprocess@gmail.com, my signature on there basically is leads and deals, because deals are leads and leads are deals. That's all it is. Like a lead is a deal. A good lead is a done deal, and a deal should lead to more leads, right? This kind of thing. So now leads are everything, and a qualified lead is like leads are everything because customers are everything, and leads are customers, right? And customers are everything because business is everything, right? Because money is everything, right? And time is money, right? And life is time. And by the way, yes, going around in circles like this thing, Gone with the Wind. Like what I wanted to mention is they had a scene where I'm gonna have another smoke. I usually don't smoke this much, by the way. I think I just mentioned that I had one smoke, but